Welcome back to The Average Kitchen. Jamie here, taking over from Mark today, and I'm going to look at the Ninja CREAMi. So this is the original Ninja CREAMi. So we've actually already reviewed the Ninja CREAMi Breeze, if you've seen that thing online. And if you want to see that review, I'll put the link in the description below. But today I'm going to do 3 tests, which I'll walk you through in a minute, and we're going to try 3 different functions of this thing. Now there is, as you can see on the panel here, it does do 6 things: ice cream, sorbet, light ice cream, smoothie bowl, gelato, and milkshake. Now, I would love to show you all of them, but I can't for one simple reason. It comes with these containers, which is what you put your ingredients in to make these things, but it only comes with 2. So I can't actually show you all 3. Now, you might be wondering, well, how can you show us 3 if there's only 2 containers? Well, I'm gonna show you a milkshake, and you don't actually have to pre-freeze anything for that, versus the ice cream or the sorbet, which I'm going to do in a second here. You actually have to pre-freeze the ingredients for it to work. So first up, the sorbet. So what it tells us is put fresh fruit or canned fruit or whatever into the container. There's a max fill line there, and you can see the fresh strawberries I put in there. Filled it up to the max fill line, freeze it for 24 hours, and then put it in the unit to do its thing. So this is, I think, one of the simpler tests that it can do. Now, one thing I noticed right off the bat, and now I am slightly comparing it to the Breeze, so maybe I wouldn't have had this opinion before, but it does seem very complicated to put this all together. For example, you have this container, this goes in there. So it sits in there, there's little grooves on the bottom where it sits in so it doesn't move around. Then you have this lid that has to lock on. So okay, we're locked in there. Then you bring it over here and put it on there, and then you have to rotate it up. Okay, now we're locked on there. So there's a lot of locking and moving going on to put it in, versus the Breeze that you just took the frozen container and you connected it right onto the unit. So obviously that's something they improved in the new Breeze, but anyway. So we got our sorbet here. So all you have to do literally is hit sorbet. So that took maybe 3 minutes, Mark, would you say?
Roughly, yeah.
So to now we have to take this whole thing apart. So now there's a button over here, hold, and the button here. Okay. So as you can see, it looks a bit almost like powdery. So we do have a solution for that. So what they tell you is, if you get that sort of texture, put it back on, lock it in. Now down here there's a respin button, and that apparently will make it creamier. So we're gonna give that a shot. So take it off again, unlock the lid. Okay, so still looks a bit crumbly. Oh, okay, it's very crumbly there. Yeah, I think we're gonna need another respin, but I'll just give it a little taste. It tastes, that's very interesting. So it's just strawberries I put in there. There's nothing else, there's no liquid, there's no anything, it's just strawberries. So it tastes like that sort of sweet but bitter, not quite ripe strawberry, except frozen and like an ice cream sorbet. All right. Actually, before I take it off, if you can see here on the inside, actually, it'll be easier to see if I take it out. So open it again. So if you see there, you can see like the chunks of full strawberry still there, but then if you look in the inside, it's clearly chopped them up and everything. So I guess just the very edges, I guess, didn't get...
Now I do have a question for you, Jamie. Fresh haircut?
Yes, fresh haircut. Thank you for noticing, Mark.
Looking good.
Thank you for noticing.
Sharp. High and tight.
Comment below if you like the haircut. So it does look still a little crumbly, but we're gonna go with it. I mean, it's soft, like for sure. So it's very creamy, as you expect. And like I said, it tastes like creamy frozen real strawberries. All right, so now we're gonna move on to ice cream. So a little bit about what I did here, and this is our 2nd pint jar, the container that it came with it. So for this, I kept it really simple. I just went with the quick start guide that came with it. There's a can see there, Mark, there is a recipe right in there where, you know, it includes cream cheese, sugar, heavy cream, your choice of flavoring. I chose vanilla extract, whole milk, and then mix-ins, which we'll get to in a minute. So I had to do this 24 hours ago, so I just mixed it all in. You have to beat it together, blah, 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 put it all together, and then fill it to the max fill line. Of course, I don't know why it produced this, what would you call that, a nipple in the middle, maybe?
That is a nipple.
Bulge, if you will. So for this, very similar method to get it going. Put it all together. I'm not a huge fan of this whole setup here, but it is what it is. We'll lock that in.
It doesn't seem to be quite as a breeze.
It's not a breeze.
Like the other one.
So this one we're gonna hit ice cream and let it do its thing, and then we have something to add in after. All right, so that was a little quicker than the sorbet, I think. Maybe 2 minutes. So take that apart. Oh. Just take that apart.
Not quite a breeze.
Okay, what's going on here?
Blood pressure rising.
There we go.
Rage increasing.
Okay, don't know why that happened, but anyway. Okay. So that looks not bad, actually. Better than I thought it would look after the first go around. It's a bit crumbly looking, I guess, but tastes fantastic, I must say. I mean, that looks, Mark, for a first spin, that looks pretty good.
I would say that looks pretty good. You may just want to create your little hollow and put it in your mix.
Yeah. So what we do here, so I got some mini Reese's peanut butter cups here that I obviously smashed up and cut up into little pieces. It was very,
with your teeth or with a knife?
With a knife. It was very specific that it had to be small pieces. And so what it tells you to do is basically make a tiny hole all the way down to the bottom where you can fill it in, and then we put it through a different program. So as you can see there, I just made a little hole right down to the bottom or close to the bottom. So we'll take our Reese's here, fill that in a little bit. I don't think it'll take all of it, but not even close.
Maybe use your spoon just to try to push down. You can get some more in there.
Okay, now Mark has had the Breeze for some time now. So he's what you might call a veteran of the Breeze veteran. So let's get her back on there. Now you have the mix-in program here, which is specifically for this purpose when you put extras in after the first program. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so that was, I don't know, another 2 minutes maybe. So that one came off easy. I don't know what happened last time. But, oh, I mean,
that's some ice cream.
It looks like a Blizzard. If you know what a Blizzard is, Dairy Queen Blizzard. That is impressive looking. And I'm looking forward to this. Huh. To say that this is good, wow, would be doing it a disservice. That is fantastic. This thing mixed it really well. With the Breeze, we definitely found that we needed more mixes. I mean, this is one program, one mix in, and it turned out perfect. It tastes fantastic. All right, so the last test we're gonna do is a thick chocolate milkshake. I don't know how thick it's gonna be because we're using, what kind of milk are we using? Oat milk?
Oat milk.
So we're using
Whole milk.
oat milk versus whole milk. But I don't think it'll make any difference other than how thick it might be. Before we do that, I just wanna show you this. So this is the blade that actually cuts through this stuff when it's going through the programs. And the way you put it in is just drop it in there. And then there's, on this side, there's the latch, paddle latch, you can see there. So you just hold it open, the blade falls in there, let it go, and then it's locked in. So pretty simple how it works. So Mark put together what we need here, so I'm just gonna add it. So it's a 1.5 cups, I believe, 1.5 cups of chocolate ice cream. So I'll just transfer that to there. And we have a 1/2 cup of, like I said, oat milk. Put that in there. So So obviously this is one of the simpler ingredients, probably in that whole recipe book. And by the way, this is the recipe book. I showed you the quick start guide before, but this is the recipe book, and it has a whole whack of different stuff in it. So actually pretty good stuff in here. And well done by Ninja to even give you all that. So now this goes in here, as per usual. The lid goes on, locks in, onto the unit, pull, turn, lock, turn on. Okay, so now we got milkshake. See how this goes. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Well, it's certainly a thick, milkshake. So, wonder almost if we should respin that. What do you think, Mark?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Apprehensive.
Well, I'm trying not to make a huge mess. Okay, well, it's definitely a thick milkshake. I mean, it's basically still ice cream, but that's all right. Cheers. It's not blowing my socks off like the ice cream did because it's just ice cream and milk. But if you're looking for a milkshake, I mean, it tastes exactly like a milkshake. Okay, so I just want to walk you through a couple things. So the price that we paid for this is $282 Canadian. That's with taxes, so pretty expensive. Maybe 180, 190 American, off the top of my head, the conversion, something like that. Also the size, so it's pretty tall. So that'd be kind of the most important measurement here to see if it would fit under your cabinetry. So it's just under 16 inches tall, about 40 centimeters. It is roughly 12 inches deep, or 30 centimeters, and is roughly 6 3/4 inches, or 18 centimeters wide. Just one note, how handsome of a unit it is. The color, I think, the red, which I purposely picked, looks fantastic. So in terms of it being on your countertop, I think it's gonna look great.
So are there color options, Jimmy?
There are color options. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I know gray is an option, but I chose the red because I thought it looked cool. Now we do have a scoring system here that I'm gonna walk you through. So first is price point. Like I said, $282, pretty high in my opinion for what it is. We gave it a 6.8 out of 10. So the functionality of it, I think is really good. It's easy to find the buttons, they're well laid out. It does what it says it does. Where I thought it lost some marks was the functionality of like locking everything into place and all that. Now I am doing it sideways. Of course on your countertop you'd be doing it straight on, which is how it's designed. So obviously that would be easier. I'm also kind of unfairly comparing it in my mind to the Breeze because I know that's easier. So if we had never looked at the Breeze or if I'd never seen it, I probably would have less of an issue with that, although I do think it's a lot of steps to lock it in. So we gave that a 7.5 out of 10. Next is versatility. So we thought this thing is very versatile. I mean, it has 6 functions in one machine to make all these different types of frozen treats. So in terms of a unit that makes ice cream or a unit that makes frozen treats, it certainly is versatile in doing so.
Does it dehydrate?
It does not dehydrate. If you're a fan, you'll know why that's funny. It does not dehydrate. The first product in a while that doesn't do that. Cleaning, always an issue for me. Again, if you're a fan, you know that. All parts, except obviously this, is dishwasher safe, top rack only. So to me, that's fantastic. You just throw it in the dishwasher when you're done. So we gave that an 8.5. There wasn't that many parts, so even if you're doing it by hand, it's pretty easy to clean. Size, I went through the size. Like I said, maybe a little big for what it is, but it's not huge. It doesn't leave a huge footprint on your countertop if you leave it there. 7.7 out of 10, and the quality, it seems well made. Like I said, I love the color. It looks great. The quality seems really high to us. We're really happy with it. 8.6 out of 10. So grand total, that gives us a 7.9 out of 10 for an average kitchen score. So leave us a comment below if you would like to see us do a comparison review between the original CREAMi here and the CREAMi Breeze. Comment below for that. Again, if you want to buy this product, the link will be in this description below. The link for the Breeze review is in the description below. And if you want to support us, the best way you can do it, hit that subscribe button below. Hope you liked it. We'll see you in the next video.